When I first started at Georgian, the members of the GCA were some of the first people that I met on campus. They helped me with directions. They told me about some cool clubs I could join. They told me that I could vote for who was going to be on the council. That was pretty cool. Their support for our maker activities on campus has been outstanding. I have worked on several amazing projects with them, and I look forward to more in the future. In today's panel, we'll hear how students have overcome challenges and feelings of isolations and how they have stayed connected to one another in the community. Sarah Ortiz is the Vice President of Equity and Inclusion for Aurelia's GCSA. She is currently studying in the Honors Bachelor of Counseling Psychology program. In addition to her VP role at the GCSA, she is a Writing Center Learning Skills Assistant at the Berry Library and Academic Success Center, as well as a program representative on the Student Academic Engagement Council. Maddie Craig is a third-year student in the Aviation Management program. She is the president of Georgian Skies, one of the clubs supported by the GCSA. This club is an aviation society that aims to promote and support equality with a focus on supporting women in aviation. And finally, we have Siobhan O'Brien, the president of Enactus Georgian, also a GCSA club. Enactus is an international organization that connects students and academic business leaders through entrepreneurial-based projects that empower people and transform the opportunities into real sustainable progress for themselves and their communities. Siobhan is a fourth-year student in the Honors Bachelor's Business Management and Leadership degree program. These incredible students are joined by Shauna Morrison, who will moderate the panel discussion. Shauna is the manager of student leadership and transition programs at Georgian College. Over to the panel.
Thanks, Virginia. And it's such a pleasure to support and facilitate this conversation today. And I'm joined by some of the most amazing club executives I think Georgian has ever had the privilege to have a part of our club's teams. Virginia did our introductions. To recap, GCSA across all of our 7 campus locations really encourages students to form clubs, whether it be special interest, program related. You'll hear a little bit about the diversity of the clubs that we have on campus, how to get connected, and the incredible journeys that our clubs have taken through this pandemic to ensure that our students have that place to feel connected, build that sense of belonging and that sense of connection to not only the institution, but to the community and to their peers. So these wonderful ladies are going to steal the show, and we really want to spotlight their personal experiences. Without further ado, you don't want to hear from me. I'm going to turn it over to each of our students on the panel to share a little bit more about the club that they're representing. In some cases, they have a couple clubs, and how you can get involved, and a little bit more about their personal journey and perhaps their look ahead to the future. Over to you, Siobhan, to share a little bit about your journey, and then we'll follow that with Maddie and then Sarah.
Okay, thanks, Shauna. I'm Siobhan O'Brien. I am the current president of Enactus Georgian. This is actually my second year as the team president. The meaning of Enactus specifically is entrepreneurial action by us. And what we do is we try to work with the community alongside our campus and design and develop and actually implement projects that will result in a positive economic, social, or environmental impact. So we really focus on trying to enrich the lives of others, not just our campus. Being a part of the team, I'm actually a founding member of the team. October of this year will be our 3rd year anniversary. So I've really seen it from every aspect, and then of course being the president as well. What it's really done is allowed me to really learn about myself, who I am, and not really just what I want out of things, but also what it is that I have to offer. I've always had an interest in creating a better future, empowering vulnerable populations, everything of that sort. But Enactus really ignited that interest more into a passion. Being the president, one of the things that I have gone through that has been the most rewarding, but at the same time the most challenging, is the task of having to pivot through the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's been a little bit crazy. Sometimes it seemed a little bit daunting. We had bi-weekly in-person meetings prior to COVID, which really helped the team to stay connected, to stay engaged. We always had fun. And those very, very quickly changed to virtual meetings that are hosted over Microsoft Teams. We did implement them as weekly to continue that maintained connection, as well as doing project work meetings for the projects that we're working on. Pre-COVID, we did host a lot of different events with GCSA for orientation and things like that, or even just our own things, such as a showcase presentation that we did to some college executives. Obviously, we have the restrictions that don't allow us to do that anymore. So it's been a little bit challenging to generate that awareness and engage with students outside of the Enactus Club. We've also been very restricted to being able to do much of anything that is not digital. So we haven't scheduled any events this year, but we are really focusing on the future and staying connected with every department and resource that we have. One thing that COVID has done for us as a team has allowed us to kind of capitalize on some opportunities where our projects have always had somewhat of a focus towards social isolation. With the COVID pandemic, we've been able to reach out and connect with some of the more vulnerable populations. Projects that we have currently, one called Planet Heroes, which directly provides connections and tactile knowledge for youths in our local community. And then we also have another project that actually came out of the COVID issues, and that's working with seniors that are in long-term care homes and providing them with social connections, especially the ones that don't have people that regularly are visiting them even without COVID. Some really good things that have happened with our team, though, is we've been on the Georgian News in a spotlight a few different times this year. And then with our Planet Heroes project, we also gained community recognition by doing a news spotlight with our local CTV news. Social media, as everybody knows, is a pretty valuable tool. It's something that I've learned can really be even more valuable with the pandemic and not being able to meet in person. So we are looking into opportunities and other avenues to capitalize on our social media channels, because I will admit they haven't really been being used as much as I would have liked them to have been. But as everybody's aware, there's so many different challenges and perspectives to tackle things from. Currently, as a team, we are preparing for our national competition, which will, for the second year now, happen virtually. It is with all other Enactus teams all across Canada, and it takes place this May. So it's been quite a busy time. We've worked really, really hard during this pandemic to still keep our objectives in line and to achieve all of our commitments and all our goals, everything that we do as a team, and still represent ourselves the way that we did prior to COVID. In saying that, we are constantly open to new recruits, and we do really, really strive to try and recruit students from all academic areas. We do seem to have a lot of business students for the most part, but we would love to have students from all avenues, whether it be engineering, whether it be computers, or even in a medical and science field, anything of that sort. I do encourage anybody that is interested in wanting more information or to join Enactus or know somebody that would be a good fit with Enactus, to please reach out to me. You can get our contact information from the Georgian website with GCSA clubs.
That's amazing, Siobhan. And it wasn't too long ago that Enactus was starting at the college, and to think that so much has been accomplished in such a short window of time, and add onto that a pandemic, and to see how much you're doing not only in the community but individually. Siobhan, I just want to extend an incredible amount of thanks and gratitude towards you for what you've been able to accomplish and how you've motivated your team and continued to create these experiences through the pandemic. So such an amazing story, and lots more to hear from, I'm sure, in the future. Over to you, Maddie, to share a little bit about your journey as a club executive.
So I'm the president of the club Georgian Skies at the college. We're an equality in aviation society with a specific focus on supporting women in aviation, but we're open for anyone to join. Right now, most of our members are aviation management students. Had a lot of flight services students in the past as well, but we're open for anyone who has an interest in aviation to join. So the main reason why I joined Georgian Skies was because in high school I had been repeatedly told not to go into a career in aviation or studying aviation because I am female. And I had been told this by teachers at my high school, friends at my high school, other students in my year, and even family members not to go into aviation. So when I came to college, still went into aviation, but Georgian Skies offered me a safe place where my passion for aviation was supported, and I always felt included and like my thoughts were being heard by other people. So being in the club gave me the opportunity to connect with people in the aviation industry through conferences that our club hosts, and we're actually hosting our next conference in a few weeks at the start of May. We're doing it virtual this year. It's our second ever conference that we're hosting. Through Georgian Skies, I've also been given the opportunity to attend other conferences in the aviation industry that I would not have been able to attend without my participation in the club. Originally, when I joined the club, I joined as just a regular member in the first year that the club had existed. Becoming the president of the club was not something that I wanted to do originally, but I'm very happy that I was given this opportunity. I've learned a lot about leadership, organization, time management, and the importance of hard work and dedication through leading this club. This is my second year as the president of Georgian Skies. My first year as president was the academic year of 2019. So we were still in person then, and we had weekly meetings at the Barrie campus. In my second year, we've had to switch everything to being virtual meetings. So we still host virtual meetings over WebEx, and we do them about every 2 or 3 weeks. But I found that it's been challenging maintaining connection with students, especially with different time zones. My program of aviation management has a lot of international students, many of which have moved home. Our treasurer of the club is currently living in India, so that's 10.5 hours difference from where I live. So our meetings have been challenging to find times to schedule them with the majority of the team there. But we still love having our virtual meetings, and it provides a fantastic place for us to still plan our events and maintain connection with other students so we don't feel so alone during the pandemic. I like to keep our meetings to about half actual club related things and then half just conversational. We are very friendly within our club. We're all good friends. So we just have it as like a catch up time where we can talk about schoolwork or events happening in the aviation industry, which just keeps it as a great way to stay connected with other students since we don't have that in-class time to talk to each other.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maddie. And I remember when Georgian Skies was coming to be and exploring the idea of hosting their own conference, recognizing that if opportunities weren't being made available to you as club members, how can we bring this to our students? And I remember the excitement that was around your first conference that you hosted and how excited and how empowered you were to do the next one. So such incredible work that your club has been doing. And there's been some pretty incredible success stories coming out of the Georgian Skies team. So I expect, similar to Siobhan, that we're going to see an incredible success story with you as well. So thank you so much, Maddie, for all of your work. Over to you, Sarah, to round out these incredible personal journeys.
Thank you, Shauna. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Ortiz, and I'm the Vice President of the Debate Club and the President and founder of the Psychology Club. I joined the Georgian College Debate Club pre-COVID. We were still meeting in person and chatting and having pizza parties. We had plans to travel to tournaments and use our club funds to stay overnight and see which tournaments we would be able to attend. That was incredibly exciting. However, we didn't end up going forward with that tournament opportunity because everything shut down a month beforehand, which, as we all know, we've had to adapt to. We moved online to Discord, and we still chat regularly often. We have debates once a week. Our president has also incorporated game nights and movie nights. My time in the debate club has really shown me a lot. It's really expanded my entire academic career. So it's made me want to get even more involved, and it's definitely shown me how. Being able to see that insight, diverse perspective, I had the tools I needed to start my own club as well with the support of my program coordinator. The Psychology Club is open to anyone interested in psychology. It's mostly consisting of members of our program, the Honors Bachelor of Counseling Psychology program, but it's open to anyone. We created this club to try to meet some people outside of class because a lot of our classes are synchronous or asynchronous, and we rarely know who's in our same class and how people are doing and navigating the same journey. So it's nice to be able to see familiar faces and chat about whatever is pertaining to the program or psychology in general. So we usually meet bi-weekly and monthly. We've had special guests attend most of our meetings, such as faculty members and professors. We ask professors to join and share their expertise, and we have different topics per meeting, be it research, mindfulness. We have an upcoming meeting for Earth Day, so we'll be welcoming Scott Starring to talk about climate change and how we can take care of both ourselves and the environment. We do have a various range of topics. Sometimes we also alternate between ebooks and TED Talks. We have online books that we share with our group and chapters that we've been able to access for free just to change things up a little bit, but usually we're not very much enthusiastic about reading. So we tend to just kick back and chat about self-care as well. We've also, in our previous meeting, had a lot of pets join us. That's the beauty of working and studying online, at least, is seeing the positive in that. Being a part of these clubs have definitely shown me that there's so much more to a college experience and education rather than just stressing out about exams. And there's a whole other community of people that feel the same way as you, have your same interests and same drive. So it's really inspiring to be able to connect with those people and level yourself up as well, to constantly surround yourself with growth and people that want to keep contributing positive change. In terms of whoever's interested in joining us, we have a SharePoint website. You can also feel free to email us or reach out on Facebook. Just look up the Georgian College Psychology Club, and we have an Instagram with that same name as well, and a Twitter, which is psych_GC. Thank you so much for letting me speak on all of these amazing opportunities that Georgian has granted to us. And I'll pass it back on to Shauna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. So incredibly different, the stories that led all of you to your club experiences. But oh my goodness, you've mentioned so many incredible takeaways that are so invaluable in this COVID experience in particular, and the sense of finding your people and that incredible contribution to your well-being and your wellness when you're able to build those connections and feel a sense of community, whether it be with people in your program and it's just an extension of your program, or whether it be with a special interest or a passion that you have, and finding those people. Because man, if you have an idea or an interest, I guarantee you there's somebody else out there that is just waiting for someone else to come forward and say, oh, I love that. Within GCA, you have the ability to create your own club. We do have some requirements. You just have to find some people that share those similar interests, and we really eliminate as many barriers as we can to establishing clubs, because as we said, connection is so incredibly important, and we want to help you ever with like-minded people and start to build that community that makes you feel connected, empowered, and excited to be a Grizzly. I'm going to turn it over to Siobhan for some last words, and then I think we have a few moments for questions if we can squeak them in. So over to you, Siobhan.
Well, just to kind of wrap that up, exactly like what you said, one big commonality with any club at GCSA, especially right now, while we're, stuck in such a time of uncertainties where our future as next year is continuously changing and constantly unpredictable, that right now a GCSA club can provide you with not only just a place to feel that you belong, but also a place where you can gain as well as maintain any connections that can really, really help during a time like what we're going through on a global scale. With all GCSA clubs, and I think really just Georgian in general, with having a focus on personal empowerment as well as empowerment as a group. Involvement with any club at Georgian can really, really lead you to some great opportunities that can increase your chances of having a really satisfying and valuable future. If you're interested, please don't hesitate.
What are you going to do with your club members when you first get back together in person? Like the first thing, is it going to be hugs? I feel like it's going to be hugs.
Probably
hugs. Yes. Awesome. Thank you to all of you. You have really made lemonade out of this pandemic situation. What a great group of panelists. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your stories in such a meaningful way and staying connected.